Quick mic check here, guys. There is a slight delay. There's a slight delay. I think we're live here, Eric. I'm going to share my screen.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I think we're live on air. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? All right. Well, we're just going to go ahead and get into it. All of you are on time. So, of course, there's going to be a couple people late. A couple people who can't make it today. That's okay. But for those of you guys who did make it today, welcome. I'm just going to read a quick risk disclaimer. This is pretty standard for any trading educational webinar that really anybody does. If you guys have ever been on one of these, it's just a legal disclaimer. But Major League Trading is not a registered investment advisor, either with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission or any other federal or national governmental or regulatory authority, or any state securities governmental or regulatory authority. In the business and activities of Major League Trading do not require such registration. So we are not registered investment advisors, either with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission or any other federal or national governmental or regulatory authority, or any state securities, etc. So you guys can read our no audio. You guys should be able to, if you don't hear me, reload your page. Sometimes you'll drop your connection. But you guys can read our full risk disclaimer at majorleaguetrading.com/risk-disclaimer, etc. So what music? Shouldn't be any music. Yes, I am really live. Okay, you can hear. If you cannot hear, well, obviously they can't hear me. So I got to type in a couple instructions. People cannot hear. Cannot hear. Reload your page. Okay. And if you ever feel like it's stuck, reload. Sometimes, like right now, we got a lot of people on this webinar. Obviously, a lot of you guys are excited. We haven't done a webinar like this in a while. Go ahead and skip to the next page. And guys, we haven't done a webinar like this in a while. Last time we did one was in November, and since then we have had some really cool success stories of some of the students who have gotten funded. In fact, one of our students who took that program now, I guess it was November, December, so we're like 5 months later or somewhere around there. He is going to be funded in 3 days. He's going to complete his funding program. So it's really cool to see the progress that's been made from the really the first time we taught this course to now. And things for me have changed, and I basically wanted to do with Eric and everybody at Major League Trading one more class before I quote unquote retire from the trading education space. I have a couple of personal goals I'm going to be working on, but before I go, Eric and I are going to be working on giving you guys everything that we have created over the last 4 years. Eric will continue to run Major League Trading, so anybody who's just curious about how that all play out, we can answer all your questions. But before we get into that, I just want to talk about really how this program works and how I believe we can help you. And that's really the important thing, guys. Nobody's going to learn how to trade in an hour. I definitely didn't learn how to trade in an hour. You're not going to learn how to trade by the end of this program. I'll tell you that right now. But what you are going to learn is what it takes to be a trader. Being a trader is the best job in the world, hands down. I have discovered that myself. It allows, obviously, unlimited financial freedom, unlimited location of travel, pretty much no boss. You answer to nobody. and you have the upside is all determined by your hard work. I have friends who, maybe make 6 figures or more, that they spend an extra 4 hours of work in their office every single day. They don't necessarily always get paid for that. When you are a trader, the better you are, the better results you see immediately. So that's really one of the cool things about trading. And we have students from all over the world at Major League Trading. So this is actually a map of all of our students, which some of them look like they live in the ocean. I'm not exactly sure what this one right here is, but this student must live in the ocean. This is literally an exact map, but the impact we've been able to have Major League Trading is absolutely incredible. And, I'm just going to go ahead and say thank you to all of you who are here, both students who have previously taken some of the courses that we've offered at Major League Trading, as well as students who are probably maybe going to take a class in the future. So yeah, Aquaman or Tahiti lives over here. You guys are funny. Aquaman is a part of Major League Trading. We have a few superheroes, that's for sure. So I'm going to begin this webinar just talking about, and I really think it's important to always remind yourself, like, what are your trading goals, right? So the biggest problem new traders have is a combination of things, and these are things that I personally had to deal with when I first began trading. I literally was a pizza delivery driver. I was about like 18 years old. I had money from like some side hustles, but I didn't have a lot of capital. So I had limited capital, and I was over leveraging small account. It was a big problem that I had when I first started trading. Also, number 2, limited trading hours. This applies more to people who maybe currently have a full-time job. They're limited in their trading hours. Now, that's an issue because the stock market is open from, in Chicago, it's 8:30 to 3. Well, if you're working a job and you're like a professional, like most of my friends that I have, they can't learn how to trade stocks because they work a job. So that can be an issue. And then really number 1 is a lot of people, and it really blew up last year specifically with the whole cryptocurrency movement, is a lack of education and a lack of mentorship and guidance. I remember when I first started trading, I saw traders, out there, who had made big money, but I never was able to follow them or learn from them. And I was never able to, when I first began trading, find a mentor that I believed and cared enough about to take his course. It wasn't until later on down the road that I, ended up finding mentors, which really took me to the next level. And for some people, you see people online, different traders. It's hard to trust everybody online. I get a bunch of Instagram ads for different traders, and I can kind of tell. I've been doing this long enough. I can tell who's real and who's not. But these are all issues, regardless of where you are in your personal life, that you probably will suffer. And as far as for those of you who have limited trading hours, in fact, that's why we teach what we do. It's called futures trading. So actually, as of right now, since this webinar began about like 30 minutes before, I just took a position. And we'll get a little more into that. But basically, the markets that we teach are open 23 hours a day. So if you have a 9 to 5, you can trade in the evening, which you can't really do with stocks. So my goals, now you guys have to know your goals, and you can write down 5 goals. If you have a pen and paper, I encourage you to write down 5 goals and then keep those in mind next time, things get tough, or maybe you had a bad day at work. What are your goals? And those goals can be tied to trading, to life in general, or whatever. But write down those 5 goals and stick to them, guys. So my goals when I started trading was, number 1, to be able to trade for a living. Like, that's what I wanted to do. And number 2, I wanted to be able to really back other traders, like eventually basically get a group of traders who I've trained and provide them with capital or opportunities to take their game to the next level. So that was one of my goals when I first started trading. And then number 3, use the capital and reinvest in other opportunities. So use the money, the cash flow I make trading, and invest it in other business opportunities like real estate and tech companies, startups, whatever it is. I wanted to reinvest and then have multiple streams of income. But I knew, first off, I had to take care of it in trading. So number 4 for me, and one of the biggest reasons I wanted to trade is a geographically neutral job to pursue the lifestyle I want anywhere in the world. Now, to get an idea, I would assume most of you guys follow me on Instagram. If you don't, it's just Major League Trading. Check it out. But I had spent basically the last 4 months in Costa Rica. And for anybody who follows me, you probably saw a lot of those posts. I had been working for basically learning how to trade for 8 years up to that point. Now, that might sound like a long time for a lot of people, and I definitely think it can be done in a shorter period of time. I wasted a lot of time. I started trading in 2008. All right, so back then there was nowhere near as much information or as many good educators willing to share their strategies. So there's a lot more advantage to somebody, I think, starting now. Also, the technology's improved, cost has gone down, etc. But it took me 8 years to finally achieve that goal. And for some people that might seem so far off, but I'd rather work 8 years for what I want than work the next 30 of something I don't. So I spent the last 4 months living in Costa Rica. It was an absolutely incredible dream, and I'm probably going to do it again next year. So that was my goals when I first started, and that is really what I want others to help you achieve. And if you want, you guys can go ahead and type your goals into the chat room. Just go ahead. I want to know what your reasoning for getting into trading is. What is it that you want to change about your lifestyle? And then what is it? Maybe it's more time with your family. Maybe it's more time with your friends. Maybe it's more time alone. So just whatever it is, just write it in that chat room, because it's never immediate. It was never immediate for me, and what I try to do is just cut the steps down as quickly as possible. Just cut the steps down as quickly as possible. So Eric and I started working on this program. Let's see. I mean, we started working on it. I think it was like September of last year. We started working on it and put it together. And we put, I came out with, what the strategies I use. Eric came out with the strategies he uses, and then we had multiple different contributors for this course. And so basically, the number one, if you're brand new to trading, is learning the basics of trading. So this is really, like I like to say, at Major League Trading, we teach algebra, and you can find addition in your basic textbook, but the 3 steps is basically learning the basics. All right. So what is a futures contract? Many of you guys probably don't even know what that is. That's okay. Everything I'm telling you today, I knew nothing of. I was not born with this knowledge. We're all capable of achieving. Let me take a quick sip of water. So learning the basics is really step one. And for some people, like for me, learning the basics probably took like 2 years, just because I didn't have like a resource to go to, and I didn't even know where to learn from. And I spent so much time like really just researching like penny stocks, which are completely useless. I compare the modern day crypto age to like penny stocks when I first started trading. It was like explosive. Like a bunch of people made money really, really fast, and then they lost everything. And then like none of it had to do with any real strategy. So just like penny stocks got me into trading, maybe some of you guys got into trading because of crypto. We're just a 10-year difference. So then once you got the basics down, which some of you guys have, some of you guys might not have yet. Number 2 is then really learning the strategies for success. So those are strategies of day trading. Some of that is going to come from the lessons and teaching of Eric, me, and Perry, and some of that is going to come from your own personal application of what we have to teach you, as well as something you might learn just putting the time in. So that'll be step 2 of your journey towards where your goal is. So all of these goals that you guys are writing in the platform, or writing in the chat right now, this is going to be your journey to those goals. And then number 3, this is what really was the kicker for this program that I wanted to add as an available option. Now, you don't have to go this route, but we have partnered with a prop firm that basically provides funding and capital to traders. And I think that can be a really good route for some people, so you don't have to risk a lot of your hard-earned money. If you put $10,000 in your account that you've been saving for the last 2 years and you just start trading, there's a chance that potentially you could lose that and lose maybe all of it if you don't know what you're doing. So by partnering with a prop firm, we've been able to remove some of that risk that traders inherently have to take when they're first starting trading. That was a real big part about why we wanted to create this course. Now, you don't have to trade other people's money, but at least this test that they have you pass, you should at least pass it before you fund your own. So I'll move into a little bit more about like what this course is about. So me, Jack Gleason, and then Eric Marcus, co-founder of Major League Trading, are the main instructors of this course. We teach most of the technical information, and then there's also many more instructors, in fact, that work with Major League Trading. Brian Caprice, who teaches at Major League Forex, which is our brother company, sister company, whatever you want to call it. Rob Shapiro, who's actually been trading longer than I've been alive. And then Perry Wilkie, who is my personal favorite. I'm picking sides, but Perry has a wealth of knowledge, and he's included in the course. And then Robert Kill, who's another young, successful trader like myself. So step one of this course, guys, is going to be broken down to learning the basics. So for those of you guys who are completely new to trading, this is where you're going to get your feet wet. When I get questions all of the time, what does this mean? What does that mean? This is where we cover that. Okay, this is where we cover that. This is like the basic. This is kindergarten. Okay, it's not difficult to learn. It's not hard to grasp, but it's important information. And to be honest, most of this stuff, if you are confused about, it can be found on Google because it's just like definitions, right? But when we start getting into the other phases of trading, that is when you really get the value of the course that like really it just can't be found anywhere else. I'm going to be honest. That type of value you cannot find anywhere else. Number one, it's hard to find good traders out there, just plain and simple. Number two, it's even harder to find good traders who are willing to teach you what they're doing and taking the time to do that, because it takes a lot of time. Trust me, I have spent thousands of hours teaching other people how to trade, and then it also becomes a skill to actually teach people how to trade. So that is where you get really a lot of the value in this course. So this course is about futures trading, guys. So for those of you who follow me on Instagram, follow Major League Trading on Instagram, what you will see is like when I post a P&L statement, just to be clear, I cannot say that those are advertisements or guarantee that you will make those types of gains, guys. It's taken me a very long time to get to the point of where I am. But the fact is just, let me be an inspiration and let me show you that that is possible. People have been inspirations for me along my way up the ladder, and I hope to be an inspiration to you along your way up the ladder of being a professional trader. So for those of you guys who have never traded futures, that is what this course is about. Futures trading might sound complicated to anyone who's ever heard of it, but it's actually pretty simple. There's a couple of advantages that futures traders like myself have over stock traders. Number one, the market's open 23 hours a day. So right now I have a position on. I've already made $3,000 today. Actually, it might be more or less than that since I've been on this webinar. But before I came on, I had already made $3,000 from 5 o'clock trading futures. Okay, so this stuff is possible to do in the overnight session. And that's why I've always loved futures trading, because when I was in college, the European debt crisis was going on, or just when I was getting into futures trading, European debt crisis was going on, and I was staying up till 2 a.m. trading with the European traders. Now, you don't have to stay up that late. You have the Asian open at 8 o'clock. You have the European open at 2 a.m. You have the New York Stock Exchange open at 8:30, all Chicago time. So it's always moving. There's always opportunity. You guys ever see like the famous pictures of like Wall Street or the floor? Maybe you've seen the documentary The Pit. That is where all of the futures have traded. This picture, this doesn't exist anymore. It's kind of sad, but it's the way of the future. Basically, all of these guys here are, they're extinct. They are dinosaurs, and it's people like me and you who put them out of business. So step one, This is more, so these are, just so you guys know, these are all of the topics covered in this course. We talk about the demo, getting out of demo. What we're going to do is we're going to introduce you to software that allows you to trade without risking any money. It's really important to, when you first start trading, not risk any money. A lot of people, and I tell people, I have a student just tell me the other week, he's been trading demo for 6 months and then he went live. That is perfectly fine. Like this course, this is your college credit course, right? This is the class you should take before going into the real world of trading. That's what demo is. Like nobody, everybody wants to be a trader, and it's really easy to open an account and just start pressing buttons. But it's not so easy to just open an account and instantly start making money. That's not going to happen. No lawyer would take a week of law school and be like, hey, I'm going to go try to win a case. No doctor would take a semester of med school and say, I'm going to go open a brain and try to fix it. What you have to realize is that when you become a great trader, like you probably will make more money than doctors or lawyers. In fact, the highest paid people in the world are the best traders in the world. And that's one of the reasons I always wanted to trade, because I knew if I was going to invest my time, it's hard to get great at anything. It's just plain and simple. It's hard to get great at anything. But if you're going to be great at something, I always thought to myself, I might as well be great at something that has, to me, the best personal benefits. Now, would I love to say cure cancer? Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't? But for me, a realistic lifestyle included, monetary freedom, financial freedom, and time freedom. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do work a lot. Trading is not like some people just trade the morning, but really being able to move around. Spend 4 months in Costa Rica. I can go live in Bali if I want for a month, and it's no different. In fact, most of the time, it's actually cheaper to move out of the city of Chicago and go to these beautiful foreign places and be able to make your money online. So it's incredible from that aspect. So you got to realize that if you're going to be great at anything, you might as well be great at trading. There's more money in trading in the financial markets than there ever is being a doctor or a lawyer. I don't know any lawyer who's a billionaire. I've never heard of one. Actually, there definitely is one. So I shouldn't say there's definitely lawyers who are billionaires, but if you look at the highest paid people in the world, they're all hedge fund traders, or they run hedge funds. Like Ken Griffin, richest guy in my home state of Illinois. The guy has bought, over three homes in the last 2 years, over $100 million. So it's just crazy. So before we get into all the glitz and the glam of what's possible, I want to help you guys avoid some of the drawdowns, and then we're going to talk a little bit about trading, what separates good traders from bad traders. And guys, number one, it is risk management, risk control. There's a couple things that go along with that, like not over trading, no revenge trading. But you've probably heard the statistic that 90% of day traders will fail to make money. Okay, I heard this when I first started trading, and that didn't stop me. Okay, that did not stop me. And I'll tell you what, I was part of that 90%. Why I was part of that 90%? Just like anybody else who starts, you're going to be part of that 90%, because my idea about trading was I opened an account, I bought a penny stock, it went from 27 cents to $1.32. I quadrupled my money, and I thought it was the next Warren Buffett. That was the worst thing that could have happened to me. Then proceeded to lose all of my money. But of course, the reason I was part of that 90% is because I did not know and did not take the steps that it takes to be part of that 10% or part of that 5% that really just begin crushing the markets, because nobody ever told me any of that. I had nobody to look forward to. And I don't want to really brag or pat my own back, but just the fact that you guys are able to come on this webinar and dive into this information, number one, I appreciate your time, but number two, just understanding everything I'm telling you right now can help you set realistic expectations on your journey of basically achieving your goals that you set out at the beginning of the webinar. So the reason these failures happen, like I said, it's a lack of education. People, they'd rather put $1,000 in their trading account and blow it, or 10 grand in their trading account and blow it, than spend $1,000 on an educational course and 6 months on a demo. It is, people are, and that's just the human, that's the human body. I don't know if we're all individuals to blame, but like, what I'll tell you is, you'd much rather not exactly put the money in your account, but go find a mentor, somebody that like you believe in, rather than funding your account and trading live instantly. Like, you're just really bound to lose money. There are steps to take to reduce your probability of failure, and that is the goal of Major League Trading. That is our goal of what we should help you with. So that's what I have here. And then this is really the most important thing you're going to learn on step 1 of the MLT Pro Trader. You will learn really what it's like to be risk management. Every single trade I enter has risk involved, okay? And that risk I know before the trade is, and I have automatic stops in place. When I first started trading, I didn't even know what a stop loss was. I didn't know, okay? If you know what a stop loss was or is, and you haven't started trading yet, you're in a better shape than I was. I was in really bad shape when I first started trading because I was so young and so ignorant, and there was not the resources that there are today. So every trade carries risk, and that is the one thing that we can control. every trade carries risk, and that is the one thing that we control, and that means you can enter a trade and say, I'm only going to risk $100. So every trade I enter, I risk 3 points. So it depends on how many contracts I'm trading, but when I get in that trade, I'm risking 3 points. So I want to see like 9 to the upside. So if I'm risking $150, I want to see $450 to the upside. Okay, do I always get that $450? Absolutely not. But my idea of a trade is, I want to see at least a 1 to 2, or preferably a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. So if the answer is no, I don't take a trade. So I'm just going to show you guys basically it's just a chart of what percentage of trades you need to be profitable, or what percentage of trades you need to hit your target in order for you to be profitable based on your risk reward ratio. So if you have a risk 1 to make 1, you need to be hitting 60% of your trades. Okay, risk 1 to make 1, 60% of your trades. If you hit 50% of your trades, so you win 1, you lose 1, you're the break even, right? Maybe paying a little commissions. 40%, you're not making money. If you're only hitting 4 out of 10 trades, you're not making money. Let's flip it over to like 2 to 1. Okay, if you're hitting 40%, you're making money. Okay, at 30%, you're not making money. But if you're hitting 40% of your trades, you're making money. Okay. 3 to 1, you can hit 1 out of 3 trades. You can be right and be making money. Okay. And then as you can see, the bigger your risk reward ratio goes, the better off it is. Now, that's the good thing about futures trading is, like, I will get in a trade and then I will risk 3 points. But sometimes you get in these trades where the market just keeps going. So some of you guys might have saw this week on Instagram where I posted a profit that I was up over $50,000. That is my biggest trade all year. That trade started with a 3-point stop loss that just never looked back, right? So that is one of those situations, and that's what makes futures trading so amazing, is I can be risking, say, $100, and that $100 of risk can turn into a $3,000 gain. It's amazing. Yeah, it's a 3-point stop loss. So $100 of risk can turn into a $3,000 gain on it when you catch a big trend. And this year we have had a lot of big trends which have really helped me and my style of trading. And that's what's like. There will come markets that when you have this trading capability, there will come markets that you can just milk. Okay, all of a sudden this is just a fat cow sitting in your front yard, and you just got to wake up every morning and just milk that cow right into the bucket. That's basically what we have right now. It's just a big fat cow in the front yard, but you got to wake up in the morning and you still got to milk that cow. the thing is, to get to that point, to wait for the fat cow, you have to be like, consistent enough to stay in the game. Okay, so this is an example of a risk 100 to 200 to make 200, and this is like, these are real numbers and how it would play out in the S&P 500 if you were trading futures. So this is a halfway back. This is one of the strategies that you will learn in the course. The halfway back is 28.60 half, right? So that's where you would place what's called your limit order, or that's where you would buy. Now, every single trade, as soon as I'm in the trade, I automatically have a stop and I automatically have a target. If you are risking 2 points and you want to, risking 2 points is $100. And if you want to make double your risk, you need to be getting 4 points. So if I lose, I'm out at 2, and if I win, I'm out at 4. And if I win, I make 200. And if I lose, I lose 100. So it's like really simple math. And then you just do it over and over and over and over and over again, and all of a sudden your account gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, assuming that you have a positive edge, right? If you don't have a positive edge, your account will never get bigger. But like, that is the basic math behind futures trading, and then it is really just honing in these strategies. So these are a couple of trades that actually occurred yesterday and today. So like I said, 3 points of risk, and some trades are going to have bigger targets. This target was $650 a contract. So 3 points of risk at the 50% retracement short to that negative 23% profit target was $650. So risking 150 to make 650. Okay. Right here, risking 150 to make 850. So you're getting more than a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. That happens now and then. And like, that's really, even though I'm looking for 1 to 3, sometimes you get much, much bigger, and that's when your account will really start growing. What exactly do you pay for when you take a futures position? Is it just leverage? Yeah, so basically how futures work, and this is like just the stuff we'll teach you in the addition class before we move on to the algebra. When you buy a futures contract, you put up what's called margin. Margin can be anywhere from $500. So it might cost you $500. They'll take $500 out of your account, and then when you close the position, they give you that money back plus or minus your profit or loss. So if they take $500 and you lose 150, you're going to get back 350. If they take $500 and you make $850, they're going to give you back 1350. So sometimes the best trade here, guys, is no trade. That's really one of the important things to wrap your head around. And what I'm going to do, like as part of this course, I'm doing these mentoring sessions, and we're going to go over every single trade I took that day. I'll talk about, I'll talk about the trade I took. Sometimes it'll be a bad trade, and I'll have to fess up, hey guys, this is not a bad trade in the sense that I was wrong, but in a bad trade that I didn't follow my rules. So we're going to go over all of this stuff, and I'm going to show you guys when there is no trade. So one of the big parts about trading in like just screen time that you will get over time as you work towards your goal is when to just do nothing. When to just do nothing. So minimum to trade futures with TD is not 500. The margins on TD are really, really high. The margins on TD are like 5,000, but I have another day trading account where they're like 500. Speaking of, I actually have to adjust this position. This market is moving. So since I've been on this webinar, I'm up $7,000. So this just goes to show the power. I'm moving these targets up because we had a major low. So I just had to adjust that real quick. Sorry. All right. So getting better at risk management today. So this is a trick for those of you guys who are already trading. I want you to do this, or if you're in my trade room, we can do this together. Allow yourself 5 trades a day, or this is something you can actually take home with you when you get the course. So allow yourself 5 trades a day. This means you have to be very selective about what you're willing to trade. Therefore, you trade the best and leave the rest. So a lot of times people overtrade, especially newer traders, and usually when people are overtrading, it's driven by emotion. You get in a trade, and the trade went up 10 points, and you were up $500. And then all of a sudden it went down 9 and you stopped out for $50, and you are mad that you only made $50, right? You're mad you only made $50 because you were up 500. Like, so then instantly what people will do is they'll jump in another trade right away because they want that $450 back that they just like had but then lost. So a lot of things when it comes to like mistakes are going to be driven by these emotions that you're going to feel that have nothing to do with the process of actually trading, but it's just you like being a human and being greedy and wanting more that you have to be aware of. So in order to eliminate all of that nonsense, 5 trades a day, limit it, okay? And only trades where your risk reward is better than 2 to 1, okay? If you can be right 40% of the time, you're going to come out a couple of bucks, may call it weekend bucks, and take it home, all right? I'll take another sip of water here. Talking this much. I don't normally talk this much because I work from home. But so only quality setups. I recommend you like use the 5-minute chart. And then also one of the things you can do if you're trading multiple markets is or like a setup before the day is actually print out the chart at night. So like tonight's action, you can print out the chart at night and make notes of where you want to buy or sell. You know, so that's one of the things that like really will keep you patient. I wouldn't print out like, I mean, if you want, you got a lot of computer ink, you can print them all out. But that is actually something I have done before, just to kind of take a step back, and it really helps you slow down your patience. If I go on a bad streak, I need to take a step back, and sometimes printing out a chart and making myself wait for that trade is really, really helpful. So step 2 here, guys, of what this course entails is we're really going to get into the like the nitty gritty trading stuff. Like, what is trading? Like, when do I go long? When do I go short? You know, how do I look for trades? This is when you are going to get the value of this course. And then also in the mentoring sessions I'm going to be doing as part of this course, I'm going to go over just every trade I've taken. And, you know, all of this stuff is going to be recorded so that you guys can go back and look at, hey, where was this trade taken? Why was it taken? I'm going to be discussing that. I'm going to be teaching my Fibonacci strategy, my leg start strategy, and then Eric's going to be teaching level to level in this course. Which in fact, Eric uses level to level and I use Fibonacci's. One of the things I'll notice is we line up. Like, he'll be like, hey, these are my levels. And I'll be like, dude, I got the same level. I'll be like, Eric, are you using a fib? And he'll be like, Jack, are you using level to level? It's interesting to see like both styles of trading and how they line up. So then we're going to go into really like the mindset that you're going to want to have when it comes to trading. Like, you know, what should you expect from trading? Like, should you expect to quit your job by the end of the year? Should you expect like pressure? Like, what are the things that come with trading? Also showing you how to journal. Okay. We're going to go in, what are the things you need to be writing down? What is the information that you should be recorded? What are the information and things that you can take in on yourself and then measure yourself against to make you a better trader? And then we're going to go into which is cool part of this course that Eric actually came up with the idea of like goal setting and wealth habits. So I talked about my wealth habits of what I wanted to do. Like, you know, I wanted to trade and then take that money and invest in other aspects. Not only do we want to, you know, teach you guys how to trade, but we want to start encouraging you to like think outside the box. Make your life bigger. You know, like I'm looking to get into real estate. I want to own property that I am, you know, I don't want to be trading when I'm 50. I love trading, but I don't want to be sitting at a computer trading when I'm 50 years old. I would love to own 50 homes that I'm making $70,000 a month off of doing nothing but like sitting on the beach and drinking mimosas. You know, so all of that like bigger goal stuff we included in this course as well. So part of this course, guys, is our partnership with a prop firm, and this is an optional thing to do when it comes to getting funded. You're more than welcome to, you know, use your own money to fund an account, but this is a nice partnership that we've developed with this company. And what I encourage you guys to do is even if you don't want to use their money before you go live, you can either pass this test. Like we had a student, Nate. He went an incredible run. He passed this test. Then, in the process of waiting for his, so he was waiting for his account. It takes like 2 weeks. They have to do all the paperwork. Passed the test. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna fund my own account. I don't need them. He put I think he put $2,000 in an account. Within, I want to say it was like 7 or 8 weeks, he had taken that $2,000 and turned it into 50 grand. So, that is the power of futures trading, which is absolutely incredible. And it's not like he got lucky on one trade. Okay, like futures trading is a little different than like stock trading. Stock trading, what I don't like about stock trading is like you're scanning 4,000 stocks looking for the one that's going to pop 80% that day. That's like impossible. Okay, futures trading to me is more methodical. It's more repetitive, and you're trading the same market every day. Now, maybe I personally would rather look at the same market every single day and really get to learn that market, understand its behavior, understand the liquidity, then look and scan through 4,000 stocks to pick like a couple that like might bounce. The thing is, different stocks have different volumes. They have different prices. They have different ranges. There's different news events. Like that's like, to me, a much more sophisticated way to trade. I first got into stock trading because when you start trading, nobody ever tells you about futures. In fact, like Major League Trading might be the only futures education firm that I see out there. Like everybody else is teaching stocks because literally they just like, I talk to people who trade stocks and like they're good at stocks. They're good at stock trading, but they tell me about these problems they have, like finding locates for shorts. Like when you're shorting a stock, you have to pay somebody else to borrow you that stock, a percentage, which can be extremely expensive. With futures, it's always a two-sided market. You don't have to worry about any of that. So, obviously I'm a little biased. I love futures. Part of this is a test that we have our traders take. And upon taking this test, they're provided $50,000 of capital to trade with. So, this I'm going to go over the rules of what this test entails. Even if you do not take the money that they give you after you pass the test, I still encourage you to be able to pass this type of test. So what there is, there's 2 phases, and I passed this test myself. Just I wanted to pass it. I don't currently trade with them, but I have passed this test myself, and I'll guys show you that. But you basically, to pass this test and get 50 grand, you have to trade permitted products during permitted times. What are permitted times? It means you cannot hold in the close. Okay, so you cannot hold a position from 3:15 to the open. You can trade any other time. You just cannot hold when the market closes. All right, you cannot exceed your daily loss limit. Your daily loss limit is $1,000. Okay, you cannot lose more than $1,000 in a day, and you cannot exceed your maximum trailing drawdown. So at any point in time, if the account gets up to say 52,000, you cannot lose more than $2,000 off that high. So if you get up to 52, you can't go back to 50. Okay. What do you have to do to get funded? These are the profit target goals here. So I think they're pretty reasonable. So they give you 5 contracts to trade. So every one of these calculations is based on how many contracts it would take to pass the target, basically the financial target. So 5 contracts, $3,000, you need 12 points in the S&P 500. I think we've already moved 12 here in the overnight session. I have to look. I think we've already moved 12 here in the overnight session. So it's not that necessarily the profit target is difficult. You should absolutely just I don't think you should be trading the full size they give you. I think it's possible. They give you 5 contracts to trade. I think it's possible to pass with just a 2 lot, personally. So that's just my advice here. So basically, there's a $3,000 goal. This isn't updated. This was like back from October. So in 2018, at that time, they had 583 traders funded, making an average of an extra $28,000 a year. So that's a lot of money. Imagine it. Picture an extra 28 grand in your pocket next year. Does that sound good to you? 5 years, it's over 100 grand. So these are just visual representations of what those profit target goals would be. So once again, guys, this is just a nice bonus. We've been in the education industry for a long time, and with that, the leverage we've been able to have. The only reason we get this up, and so it is, just to be clear, it's a month. You get to pass the test for a month, right? There's no fee involved. MLT picks up the fee, okay? There's no fee. It's normally $165 a month. Now, if you don't pass the test a month, or if you fail and you want to take it again next month, it is $165. Let me be clear on that. You can cancel it, of course. You don't, like I said, you got a month to pass. It takes 15 days to pass. So you can do it in 15 days, but even if it takes another 2 months to pass or even 3 months to pass, guys, it's worth every freaking dollar. Okay? Because most people will put $2 grand in an account, put $4 grand in an account, and they'll lose it. Because I'll tell you what, that's what I did. Okay? I did that. When I first started trading, I'm like, I got it. Put it all in, lost some money. I think this is a much better way to go about it. So these are my results. I did 100K combine, and then I flipped it. Then I flipped it to 100. Then I was like, I think I did 100K combine, and then I passed 152. I don't remember, but I was averaging on there's different size accounts you can go. I was averaging like $2,200 a day, which is honestly realistic. So these are all the markets you can trade, guys. I'm just going to quickly breeze through that. These are all futures markets. I'm going to point out the ones that I trade. Probably going to be the same ones you trade. Oil, which is CL. Okay, I trade the S&P, ES, the NASDAQ, NQ, the Russell, which is RTY. The Dow is YM. And if these numbers make no sense to you, don't worry, because this is everything we cover, and then gold. So out of all of these markets, I only trade 6. Everything you see me, it's all 6 markets. I don't need to trade 30 markets to make money. I know people who only trade 1. The thing is, the liquidity of the S&P 500 is the biggest in the world. I can blast in, not that I have the money to do so, but I can blast in a $50 million order intraday in the S&P 500 and barely move the market. If you're trading low float penny stocks, tell me what happens when you buy $50 million. You will get absolutely hosed. Okay, that's what the kind of nice thing is. So permitted times to trade, guys, these are also important rules. Basically, you can't trade past 310. All positions have to be closed if you want to pass a test. I trade my own money. If you want to trade your own money, you don't have to follow any of these rules. But like I said, these are good rules to follow. It's a good test to take to know that you can trade for yourself. If you can pass this test, then you can make money, or you have proven that you have been able to make money in a simulated environment, and you should be able to transfer that. Now, there's a little more pressure that comes with trading live. Some people have a hard time dealing with that. Some people think it's easier to trade live than it is to trade demo. Most people would say demo's easier because they don't have what is that, that emotional control thing. All right. So there's phase 1 that's 5 days, so you can complete that in a week. Basically, what you want to do, guys, is hit the profit target and then do what's called scratch trading. Okay, so you hit the profit target and then you just buy one contract, sell one contract, buy one contract, sell one contract, and then until the time is up. And then the whole test, the minimum time it'll take to pass is 15 days. Okay. The minimum time it'll take to pass is 15 days. And then you have $50,000, which is not a loan, to be clear. If you lose their money, they limit their loss. They're not giving you 50 grand, but like, hey, call us when you lose 50 grand. If you lose what is the maximum loss, which I think is like $2,000. Yeah, so on the $50,000 account, if you lose 2 grand, if Oh, someone's getting a tattoo. If you lose $2,000, they will take the account away from you. Okay, it's that simple. They eat the loss. They lose the $2,000. You don't. But the thing is, what you want to do is once you get a little buffer. So say you get your $50,000 account, you get it to like 55. That 5K is buffer, right? And then you can start pulling out every single dollar on top of that. So I think I want to say it's like the first. I'm going to go with $5,000, but it might be more. You get to keep the first $5,000 you make, and then everything after that you keep 80%. So they take a 20% off the top, which is like, that's nothing, guys. That's nothing. You just got to scale to that point. So this is really good because it allows you. The reason I really like their program and why we partner with them is it allows you to test your own skills without blowing a $10,000 account. If you put 50 grand in an account and you do not know how to trade, trust me, you will lose that $50,000. If you have never taken a single trading, trading class and you don't know anything about trading, and you take 50 grand and you put it in a futures account and you start clicking buttons and you're trading size, like if trading a 1 lot, it'll take you pretty long to lose 50 grand. But if you're trading a 10 lot and you don't know what you're doing, you will lose that money quickly. So that's like all of this combined, and everything that we do between teaching you about the basics, about going over the strategies, about giving you a community, hooking you up with a prop firm, is like, with all of the experience that Eric and I have, is the path of least resistance to make you successful. Okay, the path of least resistance to make you successful. So that's what all this is about. This is my phase 2 results. So I ended up, I think my average, I think I actually completed this. I don't remember. I want to say I completed the profit target in like 3 days, and then I just scratch trade. I don't really remember. That was like a while ago, but I ended up making money. This was after I did have to reset. I broke like some stupid rules, but I passed this test. I wanted to show that it was passable. Many of our students have passed this test, and many of our students have gotten $50,000 from this firm through this program, which is really cool. To be able to say that, say somebody jumped in a course for $1,000 and they got 50 grand to trade with, that is a damn good trade. Okay. If I told you, hey man, it's going to cost you $1,000, but your upside is potentially having a $50,000 account to trade. Do you think that's a good trade? I'm taking that trade all day. I don't know about you guys, but a 50-to-1 risk to reward ratio is amazing. Even if your probability is only 10%. If you had a probability of 10% and if the risk was 1 to 50, you would still have a profitable outcome, right? So just some pros and cons of trading other people's money versus not. So you don't have to risk your hard-earned money when you're trading other people's money, okay? You have guidance that keeps you following rules. A lot of people, when they first start trading, myself included, they didn't like create any rules for themselves, right? You just kind of start trading because you don't know better. Now, when you're trading other people's money, there's some rules that you have to follow, which is a good thing, okay? It's a good thing. There's structure to your trading. Until you have a little experience under your belt, you need very strict guidelines, okay? Very strict guidelines, because without them, you'll lose control. You'll lose control. So you can also take all of the money in your trading account and invest it elsewhere. Now, if you have, say $50,000 in your personal trading account, and you want to buy a house, but you want to put that 50K towards buying a home, but if you put that 50K towards buying your home, you can't trade anymore because that's the money you trade with. So you're like, darn. So, well, if you're trading somebody else's money, you don't necessarily need 50K in your trading account to trade with because somebody else gave it to you. So you can take that 50 grand and put it towards your house or whatever you want to do. Go buy a Porsche. Maybe get a Lamborghini. Call me when you do, though, because I want a testimonial. If you get a Lamborghini, give me a testimonial. All right. So still work whenever you want. So, with this, it's not like you have to show up at 8 o'clock, all right? You don't have to show up at 7 o'clock. You trade on your own time. You trade on your own time. So, the cons, you keep 80% of the profits instead of 100. To be honest, I don't think that's bad. I just talked to there's a prop firm that's pretty big out of New York that's pretty big in the educational space. they take 50% of your profits and they make you pay $3,000 a month to sit on their trading floor. Okay, and this is a big firm. Some of you guys who've been in the trading, I'm not going to mention the name, but I had a friend who was looking to get a potential job there. He had the interview. It costs $3,000 just to sit at the desk. I mean, they provide all the capital, so they're putting up all of the risk, but you still are paying them to work for them. Okay, so you're paying them to trade for them to take 50%. So to think about how dang good of a deal this is, even if you don't pass the test month one at $165 a month, it is actually mind blowing. Like, this is the best program on the planet. All right. So one thing that's a downfall for me specifically, you can't trade futures, or you can't swing futures contracts. What does swinging futures contracts mean? It means taking it from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday to Friday without ever exiting your position. Okay. You have to do that with your own. Now, I have separate accounts. I have one for swing trading where I will take a position from Monday to Tuesday to Thursday to Wednesday. Like that $50,000 trade I had that I closed it out this week, I took that trade for 7 days. It took me 7 days for that trade. Now, I have another account that I'm flat at the end of the day every single day, okay? So the one thing here, you can't swing futures contracts, but that's okay if you're day trading. And you have to be responsible for your own losses when you're trading your own money. Or you have to be responsible for the losses. So, guys, that's like most of what I have to say here. I got a little bit, but the reason Eric and I started Major League Trading, oops, I just stopped sharing 1 second. That was this annoying button that was on my screen this whole time. Guys, the reason I started Major League Trading with Eric, and we wanted and we believe that we could create a better system for traders to learn. And I've been with Major League Trading now for 4 years, and being an educator has made me an incredibly better trader. I can't appreciate for every one of you guys who have taken one of my courses and been one of my students and watch me and MLT have grown over the last 4 years. Like, thank to all of you guys. But as far as where I am in my life now, I'm taking some time to pursue some other business ventures that just will not allow me to have the time to dedicate that I need to my students. So we have all of our other educators that are going to be here to help you guys. But before my information that I have in these courses goes down, I'm giving you guys basically one opportunity to get in. Okay. And that's what's going to come with this course. After that, as I leave Major League Trading, my information will leave with that. So for those of you guys who have been following me for a while and have been wanting to pull this trigger, this is your opportunity to do so. So with this course, guys, you are going to get paper trading access. So you're not risking your own money when you first start. We're going to show you guys how to operate this stuff. We're going to give you guys charting software that we use. You're not going to have to pay for any of that stuff. It all comes with, and we're going to show you how to use it. Learning how to use this software the way I do took me 2 years. I would have paid $1,000 for somebody to teach me this software. I swear. So what you're going to get today, guys, is part of everything included here. You're going to get our day trading course, our trend trading course, Eric's level to level, mindset class, psychology class, risk management class, goal setting habits, private chat room access, and paper trading access. And then, guys, the bonus here, and this is something that I just decided to do as a gift. This is really my gift to all of you as I leave. For anybody who does not have the Fibonacci course, it's going to be included in this. So some of you guys may have been thinking, whether some of you guys might have both already, but I am no longer going to be teaching. So for those of you guys who joined the course here today, you are also going to get my Fibonacci course included in this. And this course alone is $1,000. So you're basically getting both of my courses for half the price, as well as this. And then this course, after this time, you will have access to it moving forward. Okay, so you will always have access to it. However, After this, you will not be able to purchase it. So this is just a quick brief, back behind the scenes, just a quick brief behind the scenes of what is in that course. And this is these are all of the lessons. That's just part of that course alone. Okay. So this is part of that course alone. You'll get access to that. Now, we have to get everybody in the course, and then you'll all be granted access to the FIB course as well. But immediately upon completion today, you'll have access to the MLT Pro Trader. Bonus number 2, guys, this is where, the MLT Discord. So I will be doing the Major League Trading morning trade plans for, a few more days. And then all of the trade plans I've ever done, you guys can go back and watch them. Some of you guys are probably already in our Discord, but Eric will continue to take those over. Perry will continue to do those morning trade plans, and Major League Trading will continue to exist at that level. There will still be that education. Like I said, I just no longer have the time to dedicate to you guys to do this every single day as I'm working on new projects. But you are still going to get lifetime access. And then really, guys, this bonus number 3 is I'm going to be doing 3 final mentoring sessions for you guys and for 20 students. And this is like a $5,000 value, and I'm not kidding. Like, the amount of information that I can share with the small group is truly priceless. This information will be recorded and be for your viewing pleasure for the remainder of your life, as long as I pay my domain fees, right? But seriously, in all serious, this is we're going to do 3 private mentoring sessions, wrap up any loose ends, and I already got dates set for those. They're going to be recorded, so you'll be able to learn from me. And this is where I'm going to go over. They're probably going to go, I say an hour, but they're going to go over an hour. And I'm really, because this is kind of like my last hurrah. I loved everything about being part of Major League Trading. I love teaching you guys, and I appreciate you all so much. I'm gonna make sure I put my all into really taking care of you guys, and just covering any questions that you guys have. So this takes up a lot of my time, but I care about your guys' success. And some of the messages I get from people is just really cool. It's really cool because people tell me I've changed their outlook on life, or made them a successful trader. Guys, trading by no means is an easy journey or is an easy out, but once you can achieve your goals that you wrote here at the beginning of this webinar, it's the sky's the limit, guys. You can live where you want, you can do what you want. You don't got to listen to anybody if you don't want to. And I hope you guys contact me in a year or so's time or whatever, and let me know that you reach that level. It's not going to happen overnight, but just the idea that's what you want to do is the number one thing. So, guys, the total value of this course is over $15,000. Everything is going to be yours to keep. This is the last class I'm going to be teaching, and then we're taking it from there. So, with that being said, guys, this would be a great deal at $10,000. In fact, I've had people tell me they'd pay $10,000 for it. I've yet to convince somebody to give me $10,000 for it, but they tell me they would. But and even at $19.99 to be a great. But like, you're here today, it's really my gift to you guys. I'm not giving it away for free because there's a price to pay for information. There's a price to pay for information, and this is as cheap as I could even go without, I feel like, selling my soul. The amount of time I've put into learning all of this stuff to share it with you guys for $997. You can pay for it today, or you can use PayPal credit. If you have credit, 0 interest for 6 months. Just go to buythiscourse.com to get the course. Buythiscourse.com to get this course. So nobody uses Fibonacci's like me, but that's why this course is really important, because this course and any mentoring sessions, if you want to learn Fibonacci's, you want to get it down, then if that's the case, then this is what I have to offer you, to really get everything out. So for those of you guys, I know there's a couple of you in here who bought the Pro Trader before. Right now, this is for everyone doing this like here today. So I will have to talk with Eric about anything that we could offer you. But right now, this is like I said, it's because things have changed. You know, these people who are joining today are they're not getting me for, you know, in the trade room. So they're getting a little bit of a different. That's why they're getting the FIB course, which is $1,000. So, how long is this offer good for? At this point, I think it's going to be up for like 14 days. So let me go through. I have a couple more slides here. My goals for you guys is to help you start trading profitable every single day. I don't make money every single day, but that's a good goal that I want for you guys. I want to show you guys how to make a full-time income working from home, so you can spend more time in the gym, so you can eat healthier, so you can spend more time with your family, whatever it is. Maybe you don't have to commute 2 hours to work anymore. It's going to take time to get there, guys. You need to understand that. But if you do not start learning, you will never get there. One thing I can guarantee you is if you do not start, it will not happen. Okay? You have to start at some point. And this today here is your opportunity to start. So you're going to have, the help with our partners. And my goal is really to teach you guys how to make an extra $3,000 to $5,000 a month. The amount of money you can make trading when you reach a certain level is absolutely unbelievable. I've seen other people do crazy things, and they have always motivated me to continue to go get better at trading and, never give up. And I hope that I motivate you guys to get to that level. So Tale of Two Traders here, guys. This is the first kid I ever taught trading. In fact, still a great friend of mine, going to his birthday party on Saturday. He's 19 years old in that photo. And don't tell him I said this, but I know he looks like he's 30. So he's 19 years old in that photo. He's the first kid I ever taught how to trade. And I actually got him at a job at a prop firm at 19 years old. After teaching him how to trade, he beat 300 traders in a trading competition and got a $150,000 account at a prop firm. His name's Josh Jacobs. And it took me years of trial and error to develop the strategies that you guys are going to learn in the Pro Trader system, as well as the Fibonacci course. It also took me years of networking to be able to find a prop firm willing to back the traders I teach at no extra cost to the trader. And like I said, if you continue past a month, then there is, but still the amount of money you pay is nothing compared to the upside. Now, you guys, I made a mistake about spinning my wheels for years before ever really taking trading seriously. I really hope that if you guys do want to trade, that you take this opportunity here to learn from somebody who does. And because I know, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, I'm not trying to pump my own book. I know that this is the path of least resistance for the majority of traders out there. To be able to learn for something like this. So with that being said, guys, this is a quote from my buddy Josh. When I was 19-year-old, I spent a few months watching Jack trade and learning from him. I was a college student with no money to get started, but I'd been trading on Sim for months and felt confident. I found Top Step Trader and signed up for a combine. Immediately, in a little over a month, I was trading a $150,000 live account. That picture is from over like 6 years ago. So that was the first kid I ever taught to trade. So you guys got two choices. Number one, don't make a decision here today. You don't want to learn how to trade, or you're not ready to pull a trigger. If you don't do it, I am. Most of my friends who know me, most people know me. Like, I'm somebody that just, if I say I'm going to do it, I just do it. Said I was moving to Costa Rica. Guess what? I did it. My parents told me not to. My girlfriend's parents told me not to. Everybody told me not to. What did I do? I just did it. All right. You have to make moves in life. Okay. And there's going to be a lot of times you doubt yourself. There's going to be a lot of times where things are tough. You have to keep pushing, guys, and you have to keep learning. If you're not learning, you can easily spend $1,000 at a bar in a weekend, okay, and get nothing from it but a fucking hangover. Excuse my French. Or you can take option number two. Start with us today. Come under the Major League Trading wing and family. We have a lot of members that'll be there. And, Eric is an awesome teacher, guys. He has a ton to offer you as well. So, if you're ready to join, buythiscourse.com. Here's the schedule for the next 90 days. Phase 1 starts today. You sign up. You're logged in. you're ready to go. Phase 2, April starts April 10th. That's when we're going to have our first private mentorship with me. And it's probably going to go 2 hours. I'm gonna just be pounding out questions till I either lose my voice or we run out of questions. And then we're going to have the next one. And then but the last and final, it'll be the 10th, the 17th, and the 27th will be all the classes that are included with it. And then, if you want maybe bigger than a $50,000 account, you can actually trade or go for top steps, bigger account. So that's the plan here, guys. There's 3 steps to becoming a full-time trader. Number 1 is learning the basics, which we will teach you here in this course. Number 2 is mastering the strategies of success, which we will cover. And number 3 is either fund yourself or get funded, which is all part of this program. This is for you if you have an entrepreneurial spirit, a desire to start your own business, as I did from a young age. I used to mow lawns, sell Matchbox cars, Pokemon cards, you name it. I was a hustler from day one, turned day trader. And if you are motivated and you are tired and you do not want to live a life of working for the man, being shackled, you have to start. I watched my dad work for somebody else his entire life. And I told myself I wasn't going to. And you have to tell yourself that. There's only so much I can try to convince you to take a step forward in your life. You are going to be the person that pulls the trigger. You are going to be the person that puts in those hours. And then people are going to, look at you 5 years later and wonder how you got there. And in the meantime, you're going to be busting balls. So our promise to you guys, if you join today, we are taking care of the traders who joined today. This is my last chance to teach with you guys, and I'm really looking forward, and I'm going to put my heart into it straight up. So remember, guys, if you sign up after this webinar, you're not going to get the bonus. You're not going to get the FIB course. I'm throwing that in here because I am a nice guy. Okay, literally, that's it. I don't have to do it. I'm doing it because I care about the students who are taking this course, and I want to make sure that they are taken care of. So if I can't guarantee anything else, and this is only going to go, I'm cutting that off after the first 20 people because I'm giving away a lot, and a lot of people have paid for this before, and it's really not fair. So I can only offer it to a small group of people. Once those spots are filled, I have to take it away. Otherwise, it's just not fair to the people who have paid for that course. So this is only because I'm leaving and retiring from education that I'm offering this, and this is truly your best and last chance to learn from me. So this is the opportunity, guys. I'll let you know if those spots fill up, but other than that, this will be up for the next 14 days or something, or until all the spots are filled. I haven't looked at any of the questions yet because I just have so much to go through. So we'll start the Q&A right now. And just to motivate you guys a bit, since I flashed that P&L, I'm up $1,200. So the entire course. Obviously, my size is a little big, but just since I last showed you that. So that's really just to motivate you guys to move forward. So couple of questions here. If we buy the course, you have to start the combine right away or start 1 month later. You do not have to start the combine right away. Good question. I bought the course. Do I get the Fibonacci too? Pedro, did you just buy the course? So if you just bought the course, you're going to have to wait. We're going to wait till all of the spots are filled to give you guys the Fibonacci course. Okay, just to be clear, so you will get the Fibonacci course if you just bought the course, but I'm going to wait till all of the spots are filled. And then we're going to do it. And yeah, so I thought I mentioned it earlier. Maybe I skipped over it. But if you trade futures versus stocks, you will make more money, believe it or not, as a futures trader than a stocks trader because you save on taxes. If Bob makes $1 million trading futures, he pays less in taxes than Jill, who makes $1 million trading stocks. Just a quick note. The pinch does not come with this. No, this is not a separate course. This course is part of Major League Trading. This is not my own thing. I am leaving Major League Trading to take on other business ventures that will take up my time. Will I no longer be able to dedicate myself to training you guys on a daily basis? So this is kind of like my goodbye opportunity, because I know there's a lot of people who have been thinking about joining for a very long time. This really is your last shot. I mean, you've seen me do some incredible stuff And I just want to let you know I'm not going to stop training, but I do need to stop education for the time being because I have other projects that I'm working on. There's no swapping courses, Adrian. If you want the pinch instead of the fib course and you buy this, we can do this. So if you want the pinch instead of the fib course, we could probably do that if you're joining today. Nice, Kevin. Welcome, dude. I will stop in now and then in the room for the time being, but I'm not going to commit to anything about being in the room. Like I said, I have other projects I'm working on, and the thing is, I like to go 100% at what I'm doing, so I cannot, it's very hard to go 70-20. If you want to get something done, you got to put your nose in it. Scott, no. No, I can show you how to do that, though. Scott, just shoot me a message. Jacob Rogers, I purchased, but it doesn't say enrolled in the website dashboard. Is that common? What you need to do is log out of your Major League Trading and then log back in, and it should be there. Log out and log back in. Pull the trigger. Very excited to start. Awesome. Well, welcome to everybody. So I'm super excited, guys. And just continue with everything. Like this is not the end of learning. It's never is. It's just a good opportunity really for you guys. And I had to offer this because so many people have been asking me to get part of this course. Will the live classes be this evening? No, I probably can't talk for another 2 hours. I will be out of breath. I think I've drank like an entire 32-ounce bottle of water. When I talk for an hour straight, I just go hoarse. This offer is I think it's going to expire in 14 days or until 20 spots are filled. The classes are going to start in April. I think I said April 10th. So you can go online and start learning from the pre-recorded content right now. So you'll go and start learning from the pre-recorded content right now, but the live classes are going to start April 10th. Okay, the live classes are going to start April 10th. Is the FIB course going to stay on the site for us that purchased it when it came out? Still reviewed from time to time. James, good question. The FIB course, for anybody who has any of the courses that they've purchased with any information that I've created, that you will always have access to. If you paid for it, we're not taking it away from you. However, when I do leave, there will no longer be an opportunity to purchase those courses further down in the future. So, but if you already have them, you got them. We're not taking anything away from you. Okay, sorry, there's a lot here. If I didn't answer your question, just ask it again because there's so many questions. I'm trying to get through them all. Are you always dreaming about seeing a whole lot more? Get her done. Thanks, Xander. Pedro, so once again, I'll answer this question for the last time. You'll get the Fibonacci course, but not until we have everybody enrolled. Okay, so we're going to have to straighten it all out. It'll be like I'm going to say in 14 days when the registration is finished, we will then be providing the access to the FIB course. You will not have access to that today, okay? So you will have access to the Pro course today. You will not have access to the FIB course until at least 14 days because we have to go in and manually make sure that we register for everybody for that class. Okay. My wife will kill me. Hopefully not. She probably needs you alive, I would imagine. So there are indicators that come with it. Eric's indicator comes with it. I think there's like 3 indicators that come with it. I have an ATR indicator that comes with it, but the pinch or the leg starts, they don't come with it. Eric's level to level, his divergence indicator comes with this course. And that's a really big part of this course. I didn't get a chance to mention that here. That's a really big part of this course. Jack, do I have access to Top Set Challenge? Yeah, Scott, just email in. We can get that set up for you. Copy. I joined today. The Pro Trader over the Fib course can email for a. So, Adrian, when did you buy the Fib course? I'm not sure if I joined the Pro Trader. Already have the Fib course. If you previously have purchased the Fib course, unless it was like super recent, like that's just not going to apply. David and Xander poking each other. I'm ready to change my life. Amen. Like I said, when I started trading, it was nothing more than it was a dream. You know, I was in the same situation as you guys. That is what I wanted to do. And, it took me a while to figure out, be flat honest with you, but it's totally possible. And the thing is, like I said, if you're going to be excellent at anything, you might as well be excellent at trading. Okay. Which 6 contracts do you trade? You'll see that in part of the course, but it's oil, gold, S&P, NASDAQ, Dow, and the Russell. Appreciate it, Xander. I'm going to miss you guys. I'm going to miss teaching. I loved every moment of it. I just, it's turning 30. It's time to morning levels RIP. You guys are killing me. Oh, man. Time of the live classes, we're going to do them in the evening. Godspeed, Ron. How much longer will the indicator package be on there? I think it's like everything will be off for sure by, I want to say like probably the end of May. Don't have an MLT account. Will my account be automatically created if I buy today? Yes, it will. Will the live classes be recorded for those who purchase? Probably should have asked this before buying. Yeah, they'll be recorded. Just joined. Awesome. What time during the day the live teaching happening? They're going to be in the evening, and they're going to be recorded. They're going to be like around this time. They're going to be on Wednesdays. They're going to be once a week on Wednesdays. And you know what? I'll talk with Eric. Maybe we'll extend it just a little bit to help you guys out. Site crashing, can't log in. I can't help you with that right now. Doing the miss. Hit with your eye, Trey. I'll hit you up. Trey, I'm gonna be in Miami in May 10th. So shoot me a DM. I'm going fishing in the Keys with my dad, but I'm gonna spend a night in Miami. My dad lives in, or he does a place in Mar. No, the pro anything. If you buy the Pro Trader course, like you will have it, right? So anything you've bought will not change. But once I leave, the things that I created will leave with me, right? Do you understand? Like, so when I leave, the things that I created will leave with me, like meaning you won't be able to buy them. Like new students will not be able to come in and purchase them, or you won't be able to buy them in the future. But if you have already bought them, you will have that. Eric will be doing level to level. Perry will probably do some fibs, and then I'm sure you guys will have some fibs, talk amongst each other. How many times a week will the classes? Yeah. Damon, if you have to buy the indicators, you have to buy the indicators in order to have them. They might continue, but at this point, like in May, they're going to be gone. But if you own them, you own them. Oh, okay, Jacob. So what page are you getting the 503 error on? Cool, Adrian. Well, we'll make sure. I'll make sure to invite you to the mentoring classes. Shoot me a DM on my personal Instagram so I don't forget. It's just @trader, and then when we do the mentoring sessions for this, I'll make sure that you're invited. Todd, welcome, man. trying to buy to keep saying air. We probably crashed the Yes Live. Yeah, dude, David, hit me up when you're in Chicago. It's been real, Edward, man. Like I said, I enjoyed every bit of teaching for as long as I have. It's been a long run, man. It's been 4 years. Taught a lot of people. You know, some learned, some didn't. Some are learning still. I'm learning every single day. You know, trading never stops. How many classes will be in total? Right now, it's gonna be at 3. It's gonna be at 3. 3 live classes that I'm going to do. Will I ever be in Houston, Texas? I'm sure at some point in my life, but I have no plans to visit there now. Will there be an email when courses are removed? Yeah, we'll probably have a way to that you guys can get in contact with me. I'm not going to leave you high and dry. There'll be a way to contact me for questions and stuff. Okay, looks like we have crashed the page. That's what people are saying. Hold on. There's a lot, Jacob. There's a lot of information. I mean, the boot camp. We haven't done the boot camp in over a year, so there's a lot more detailed information, especially with the FIB course included in this. First of all, we have, I think it's 4. So Perry teaches new information. Brian teaches. Robert Shapiro, Robert, Miami, Robert, and then it's all new material, so it's like a great review. Are the values above the pictures prices we have to buy again? I'm not sure, Alan E., what you're referring to. Let's go to Vegas. I've permanently banned myself from Las Vegas. Okay. Yeah, if you got a 503 air, try again. Eric just gave it a test, and it seems to be working. What day will be the deadline? I think it's going to be like 14 days away from now. So Eric posted the Infusionsoft order form in here. What do you think caused that massive spike in gold at all at once today? I know exactly what caused that massive spike. Funny you asked. So the Fed had previously planned 2 interest rates hikes for 2019. They backed out on that statement, which sent the dollar spiraling lower. And in fact, I actually got stopped out on gold right before that spike. So I'm a little mad at it. But that's what happened in gold. But all right, guys, it seems like I've answered most of the questions here today. You got a couple days to think about it, if this is what you want to do or not. So yeah, that's really all I got to say. Thank you guys for those of you guys who taken that leap of faith. Stay in touch. I'll still be around on Instagram and stuff. The trade room will continue to operate. All of the members will continue to be there. MLT will continue to be a rock star of a trading application company and lead, really the future of the industry. So, hats off to MLT, rockstar status, guys, and I will catch you guys later. I'll catch you guys tomorrow in the trade room. It's all under the course tab. So there's different course names. Like there's a bunch of different courses back there. So you're going to log into the course, the Pro Trader course. You don't have to get those. Basically, the Pro Trader course, the Pro Trader is our most in-depth course. The Fibonacci course is the most in-depth on Fibonacci's, and you're going to get them both. You're not going to have access to the Fibonacci course. You're not going to have access to the Yes, Eric. Oh, my God. All right, so if Kevin gets the tattoo of Major League Trading, he gets the course for free, and anybody else who wants to cut that deal, that's hilarious. Yes. Prita, as far as if you have the Nadex course and you bought this course, as long as you use the same email for both course, they'll be under the same account. If you used a different email, it'll create a separate account, and that'll be a problem. So if it won't let you access it, what you need to do is you need to log out of Major League Trading, then log back into Major League Trading. All right, so log out of Major League Trading if you're already a member, and then log back into it, and then you should be able to access the course automatically. If there also, you should be sent automatically if you buy. Sometimes it'll log you right in. The other way to do it is it sends you an email with your login information. Yep, for now, Maddie. I just have other projects I got to work on, and it's a full-time commitment, man. It's a full-time commitment. Might stop in to say hi, but it's just a full-time commitment. Didn't work. Okay, well, Preeta, if you have an issue, obviously after we do a large webinar like this, a lot of people have questions. Emails can take a little longer to respond to, but if there's an issue, support at MajorLeagueTrading.com to take care of that. Best wishes, James. Thank you. Kevin, you can direct that question over to Major League Trading support and take care of it from there. Indicator comes with Eric's level-to-level divergence indicator, as well as I have an ATR indicator in there that helps me gauge profit targets. Cool. All right. Thank you, Kevin. How much what? How much wood could woodchuck chuck if woodchuck could chuck wood? Or what? All right, let me show you where to access the courses you bought. Just so anyone has any questions. I honestly think we're crashing the site. I think there's a lot of people just killing it. So you're going to go to, mine might look a little different. So you go to login. Of course, my website's going to look different. So go to like the top right, it'll say like membership login. Mine's going to look a little different than yours. And then this will just say Pro Trader. Then you click see more. I have to, honestly, Jose, I have to go count. I'm not fully retiring, Jacob. I'm just retiring from this part of my life, this part of my business venture. It's been an incredible opportunity to like meet so many traders and so many people and work with great people. But miss the cost of the course. It's $997, and it's the best $997 you will ever spend. Let me tell you that. I spent a lot of dumb money on a lot of dumb stuff, and I wish I would have bought this course when I first started trading, but nobody sold it to me. You got an opportunity. I'm telling you, you're lucky that I'm selling this. I'm not even bragging or tooting my own horn. I wish I could buy this for myself when I first started trading. Plain and simple. All right? Hope you guys take this opportunity to invest in yourself. www.buythiscourse.com. I'll catch you later, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the trade room. Take care.